am sharing with you how I am upcycling, is that a word? How I upcycled a thrifted vintage wool skirt that I found at Goodwill. I had originally bought the skirt for my daughter that was 9 years old, thinking, I don't know how dumb I was, but I thought maybe she would want to wear the skirt, and she's not a skirt person. So I left it in my stash. I could never fit in it. I think it was like a kid size 10. I think that's what it is. I don't know if it's a kid size 10 or it's a vintage size 10, but I definitely could not put it on and zip it up. That's how small it was. So I want to make a lot of 18th century inspired skirts for my capsule wardrobe, especially my Outlander capsule wardrobe. So this skirt only cost about $3 when I thrifted it, and so if I mess up, then I won't cry. Because I bought some really expensive tweed fabric that I don't want to mess up. So this is kind of an experiment. Hopefully I'll have enough yardage in it in order to make a skirt. So let's just go ahead and see if I fail or not. I actually was very inspired by Mariah. I forgot her last name, but she has an awesome YouTube channel. She is amazing. She's the one that inspired me to make my Outlander history bounding capsule wardrobe. She has shown me that I can take history inspired costumes and modernize them for a 40s old lady like myself. So go check out her video. She has a video that goes all into detail about 18th century skirts as well as Outlander bodices. Like, if you need to know how these bodices are constructed, go check out her channel. But without further ado, let's get into making a skirt. So here are some steps that I need to do. I need to seam rip the waistband, seam rip the pleats. I need to press those pleats out with an iron and then re-pleat them the 18th century way and to fit my waist. I need to seam rip the hem, make a new waistband from the hem, and then make a new hem and put the waistband on. Let's see if I can do. I'm not so sure how old the skirt is, but the wool in it is really nice, like suiting weight fabric. It is in pretty good shape. It's not dirty and there are no holes in it. I know they didn't have zippers in the 18th century, but I think it'll be too much of a pain in the butt to take it out and try to figure out a closure. So I'm just gonna keep it in. All right, so I just finished seam ripping all of the pleats. The pleats were like 10 inches long. And you can see that some of them were, like, how much material was inside these pleats. Sorry I didn't get photos of this. I was sitting in front of the TV and I just wanted to get done. But the pleats were like this, like about 1 inch, all the way around. I think I'm gonna keep the zipper and the seams that was already in the skirt, so I don't have to resew any of that or install a zipper by myself, because I mean it's already there. So I did some measurements though. It seems that the skirt is made with 3 panels and they're weird. So the zigzag is the zipper, and the first panel is 23 inches, and then the second panel is 19¼ inches, and then the biggest panel is 52. No idea why this is. It's not like the pleats were different on each of these panels. The pleats went all the way around, so I don't know why they had 3 panels in the skirt. I'm thinking that since this skirt is just this gray, that wherever the seams end up after I redo the pleats, that they will not be noticeable. So I don't know, we'll see the finished product. This was a thrift store skirt, so that if it really looks bad, I only paid $3 for this, so it's not a big deal. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press all of these folds down so you don't see any of them, and I'm going to try to replete this so it looks more like Claire's pleats on Outlander. Wish me luck. You want to see how much smaller this waistband was than my real life belly? Yeah, that was never going to zip up and close. So I spent about an hour trying my best to press out these pleats with my cheap iron from Walmart. I know that I needed reinforcements. I asked my mother-in-law, because she is a quilter, to bring over her fancy smancy and her fancy smancy quilting ironing pad. She says that quilters use this to help iron because it helps the heat get to it. And so after trying with my really cheap iron, I couldn't get any of the pleats to go away, but I mean, I think it's doing pretty well. She did bring me this thingy. She says that quilters use it to press creases. I don't think I'll need this, but I think looks pretty good to me. I'm going to try to do the rest of this. You can kind of see some of the creases, but I mean, it's better than having a whole bit of creases. We'll see how this goes. Now that all those pleats are pressed out, it's time to start working on that waistband, which I'm gonna have to make out of the hem. So I'm using my heat erasable pins that I got from Amazon that I'll link down below. I cut my new waistband from the bottom of my skirt, ironed on some interfacing, and folded the waistband down to get ready to attach to the new top of my skirt. Now it is time to figure out the pleat situation. So Claire's skirts on Outlander, as well as 18th century skirts, they have like a box pleat at the front with two smaller box pleats, and then they have smaller pleats that you would see on a regular kilt. The 18th century skirts and Claire skirts generally have a 4 or 5 inch width front box pleat. I didn't have enough material for that, so I just did mine 3 and then the inverted box pleats as 2 inches. With my big box pleat, my inverted box pleat, and then my smaller box pleat is finished, now it's time to figure out the pleating situation on this skirt. I originally thought that I could just shorten it. I know the circumference minus the box pleats were going to be about 16.75, and then I divided that up between all of my pleats, and needless to say, it didn't work. So I just kind of wung it. I wish I could say I did some type of like mathematician situation, but I didn't. I just kind of made the pleats all around 1 inch or so from the outside, and then I hand basted them all in place so they will not move around when it is time to put my waistband on. Alright, moment of truth. Oh, I probably should just take the pins out, huh? Hold up, let's take some pins out. Now I can safely put it on. So I'm gonna try it without. I don't know. Feels a little tight. I'm gonna try it on, but it feels like it's. Uh-oh. Turn it around. Don't show you guys my tummy. Let's see. Is it going to do it? Is it going to be too tight? Just a little tight, too tight. Man, I wonder. There. And then it fits. I just gotta put the button on it. Woo! So I'm gonna mark. Let's see. My plan is just to recycle the hardware from the original skirt and put it on this waistband. Alright, so let me try to do that. So this stuff goes on here to like right here and right here. Do they? It's like a metal. Do you see that? It's like a metal thing. I'm not gonna be able to reuse this. That's so annoying. Can I just like, I don't even know if I have any All I found in my stash were, if my camera will, these little hooks and eyes. They're itty bitty, so we'll see. So I just go ahead and stitch the hook and eye that I did have in my stash. I might go back and put a stronger one. Here is a trick to set your pleats. Put in a spray bottle 1 part vinegar to 3 parts water and press the pleats. This will help lock the pleats in place and make them lay flat. Found a couple holes, but that's okay since this is going to be in the hem. I flip under the hem about 1/4 of an inch and then flip it over 1 inch and then hand stitch all that in place. And then I have a lovely upcycled skirt. Okay, my friends, it's time to wrap it up. Let's talk about the skirt. Some things I learned. Definitely, if you want to set your pleats, use the vinegar and water method. I'm pretty proud that I was able to take something that was way too small. This thing was really way too small for me. I was able to pick out the seams and make like a wearable skirt that I'm pretty proud of. And like I said, it cost me like $3, I think. I'm sad that it is warming up here in St. Louis and I probably won't get that much wear out of this wool skirt like I thought I was going to, but I'm really excited to wear it in the fall. Some things that I would have changed, I would have definitely changed the fact that this in my so in my construction I did create a new waistband since my waist was bigger than what was original. In my construction, I took that out of the hem of the skirt and I didn't think, and when I put it all together, it's very, very minor, but you can see the seam that was originally on the skirt here. Had I paid attention, I would have like put it on the side. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I do plan on wearing a belt with this. And that's another regret that I have, is that I didn't have the foresight of putting belt loops on the skirt, which is not that big of a deal. The only thing is that belts and waist tend to ride up on my stomach since my stomach is bigger right here in my mama pooch than it is up here. So if I don't have belt loops or if I don't have it cinched throughout the day, this will go up. But I mean, it's not that big a deal. I probably can come back in with the very little fabric that I have and put 2 little belt loops. Another regret I have is not putting pockets, but that's again, it's another learning thing. I will make sure when I do other skirts that I put in some pockets, but I mean, overall, I like the pleating on it. I feel like it is definitely Outlander pleaty skirt inspired. It's not exactly the same pleats because of course I don't have the same yardage as the traditional 18th century skirts do. But overall, I mean, it's a history bounding outfit. It's inspiration. It's not meant to be historically accurate. So yeah, overall, I don't feel like a potato. I'm so happy about it and I hope to make some more skirts. If you are history bounding this summer and you live in the Midwest like me and it's hotter than Hades where you live, give me some inspiration and give me some tips on what you are planning, because I want to history bound throughout the summer, but I don't want to be hot. So that means no stays for this girl. Maybe tank tops. Are tank tops, can I history bound tank tops? Let me know if you know how to history bound 18th century inspired tank tops. Because this girl wants to be fashionable this summer, but I don't like to be hot. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you were new here, please consider subscribing and I'll catch you guys later. Okay, bye.